In this video, we will discuss about control statements. Control statements are the statements which controls the execution of a program. That means it will decide which statements to be executed and which statement to be skipped. The various control flow statements are if else, nested if, else if, switch. Looping statements we will be discussed later. Switch. Let's come to the first one. If we have only one possibility, if we have only one possibility, then we have to use if conditional statements. That means, let's take one coin. Coin contains two sides, head and tail. Assume that I modify a coin in such a way that two sides contains the head. So when we toss that coin, definitely we will be getting the head itself. So in that scenarios, if we have only one possibility, we have to use the if. The syntax of if is if condition, opening of if, closing of if. Here we can write any number of statements. Here we can write any number of statements. When this condition is true, so from here to here it is called as if block. The if block will be executed. If this condition is false, then it will skip this if condition. For example, if we want to write only one statement inside this if condition, at that time, writing this opening and closing of curly braces are optional. What I said, if I want to write one more if condition, I want to write only one statement, let's say yes3. At that time, using the curly braces are optional. Okay, let's see one example program on this thing. Class control control statements. Let me write the main method, public static void main string args. Let's save this program. Save it with the name control statements.java. Java. Right. Now let's take one example. We have to print the message that you are eligible for voting if person age is greater than or equal to 18. So how many possibilities are there? Only one possibility. What is that? If a person is age is greater than or equal to 18, then only we are printing a message. Otherwise, we are not. So let me use if int n equals to 24. If age, we are talking about the age, right? So let me take age. If age is greater than or equal to 18, we have to print the message. See here, we are, I want to write, I would like to write only one statement. That's why I'm not using the curly braces. Let me use system dot out dot println. What is the message we have to print? You are eligible for voting. You are eligible for voting. Save it. Let's compile. Java C control statements.java compiled successfully. Let me run it. So you are eligible for voting. For example, let me take the age as 4. Now it is not going to print any message. So once we do the modification to the program, we have to save it, we have to recompile and run it. See here. Now it's not giving any message. Next one, if else. Next one is if else. When we have the two possibilities, then we have to use the if else. Let's take the same example coin, which contains the two sides, head and tail. When we toss it, there is a possibility of getting either head or tail. So in that situation, we have to use the if else. let me, what is the syntax? The syntax is if condition else, if this condition is true, then S1 and S2, the if block will be executed. S1 and S2 will be executed. At that time, it won't go to the else block. If this condition is false, then it will execute the else block. Then it will execute the else block. S3 and S4 will be executed. Few of the students, after writing the else also, they will write the condition which will generate the compilation error. Let's take one example on this thing. If a person age is greater than or equal to 18, we have to print the message that you are eligible for voting. Otherwise, we have to print the message that you are not eligible for voting. How many possibilities we have? Two possibilities. Eligible for voting, not eligible for voting. Okay, so here if we have written, next let me write the else, let me copy and paste it this. You are not you are not eligible for voting. Okay, here age is 4. 4 greater than or equal to 18. Is it true or false? False. So we will get the message that you are not eligible for voting. Let's compile it. See here, you are not eligible for voting. Right? Now let me change the value there to 24 and let's check it. 24. 24 is greater than or equal to 18. So we will get the message that you are eligible for voting. Compile and run it. Yes, you are eligible for voting. Next one. What is the next one? Nested if. If within the another if is known as nested if. For example, if condition, okay, within this if I am writing one more if. So if within another if is known as nested if. Okay, let me write S1. When the S1 will be executed, if it satisfies this first condition and the second condition, then only S1 will be executed. Let me write one small example on this. Int n is equals to 50 if a greater than 10, if a value is less than 100, then we have to print hello message. Okay, let me print hello message. System dot out dot println of hello. So when the hello will be printed here, if the a value is greater than 100 and less than, if a value is greater than 10 and less than 100, then only it will print the hello message. Yes, now 50 is greater than 10 and less than 100, so it has to print hello message. Cannot find symbol. Sorry, a variable I use it. Let me make it as a. Save it. Hello as printed. Now let me try to change the value. If I change the value to 500, then what will be the output? A greater than 100. Yes. A less than 100. Is it true or false? False. So it will skip this if and this is a closing of if. So we are not going to get any output for this. No output. Next one. If else if. If else if. When we have 3 or 4 possibilities, it would be better to use if else. If else if. So what is the syntax? The syntax is if condition, if condition followed by else if condition. Okay, we can write one more else if the last we can write the else. So here the statement should be change statement to 3, 4, 5, and 6. So how many possibilities are there? This is one possibility. This is second possibility, third possibility, and fourth possibility. So if this condition is true, first condition is true, statement 1, statement 2 will be executed. Next, it will execute the statement that is after the else. For example, assume that this condition is first condition is false. First condition is false. Now it will come to here, it will check the condition. If this condition is true, S3, S4 will be executed and it will be executed a statement after the else statement. Let me see one example on this thing. So the example is we have to take one number. We have to take one number and we have to print whether it is a one digit number, two digit number, three digit number, or four digit number. What we have to print? We have to print always the user enters a number, either one digit number, two digit number, three digit number, or four digit number. We have to specify which digit number it belongs to. Okay, let me take int n equal to 245. Okay, if single digit number means n value is greater than or equal to 1 and n value is less than or equal to 9. Okay, if n value is greater than or equal to 1 and n value is less than or equal to 9, then we will say that what we will say? We will say that S is capital letter, system dot out dot println one digit number, one digit number. Okay, so just let me copy and paste. So else if n is greater than or equal to 10 and n is less than or equal to 99, then we will say that it is a two digit number. Two digit number. If n is greater than or equal to 100 and less than or equal to 999, greater than or equal to 100 and less than or equal to 999, then we will say it is a three digit number. So four digit number, let me say else. So already I say that the user enters either one digit, two digit, three digit, or four digit. That's why I'm writing this else block. Else it's a four digit number. Else it is a four digit number. Save it. Let me take a single digit number called as 2. Compile it. It's a one digit number. Let me make it as a two digit number. Save it. Compile and run it. It's a two digit number. Okay, let me make it as a three digit number just for checking purpose. I'm checking whether it is working properly or not. Three digit number. Let me make one more digit, that is a four digit number. Yes, it's a four digit number. Next one is switch. The next one is a switch. So if we have more possibilities, such as five or more than five, six, seven possibilities, then it would be better to use the switch. So the syntax is switch followed by expression. Then we have to write the cases. Case, and this is the value. Followed by some statements, yes1, and each and every test case should be terminated with the break event. So in this way, we have to write all possibilities of cases. In this way, we have to write all possibility of cases. And at the end, we have to write the default case. Default case and statement 2 or something break. Here, interview question is, can we use the default before the case 1 and between the cases? Yes, we can write the default anywhere before the case and between the cases. Remember, whenever we are writing before the case and between the cases, then inside the default, definitely we have to use the break. Whereas if you are writing the default at the end of the last case, then this is optional. Writing this is optional. So here in switch, it will accept the integer value, character value, and string value. Let me take one example program on switch. We want to find out the, for example, if a user enters 1, it has to find out the addition of two numbers. If a user enters 2, subtraction. If a user enters 3, it has to give the quotient. For 3, it has to give the multiplication product. If it is 4, it has to print the quotient. Let's see one example on this. Int a is equals to some value, a equals to 10, b equals to 20, and choice, let me say choice equals to 2. Okay, switch, there is a, what we have to write, this expression value choice, that is ch. Let me write the cases. First case, case 1. If the case 1, what we have to print, we have to print the sum. Let me write system dot, otherwise let me store the result in one variable, res. Res is equals to a plus b and break. Next one, another case, case 2. If it is case 2, it has to print the subtraction. Case 3, product, it has to print. If case 4, it has to print quotient. If it is case 5, it has to print the remainder. Last case, let me write the default. So let me enter system dot out dot println ch value to be ch value to be ch value should be from 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ch value should be from 1 to 5. After coming from the switch, let me try to print the result. So result equals to res. See here, a value 20, b value, a value 10, b value 20, ch is 2, ch is 2. Now the controller will come to here. This is switch off to, directly it will jump to the case 2, res equal to a minus b, 10 minus 20, that is minus 10, break. It will come from the outside of a switch. Now it will print result equal to minus 10 will be printed. res might res might not have been initialized. Okay, let me initialize to 0 value. So result equal to minus 10. Let me make some changes. Let me make it as 22. Yeah, it will print result also, it is printing, that is result equal to, here it will print result equal to 0 will be printed. Result equal to 0 will be printed default. So let me use return. See, ch value should be from 1 to 5. Ch value should be from 1 to 5. Let's discuss about the loops. Whenever we want to execute some set of statements repeatedly till a condition is true, then we have to use the loops. Are you getting it? Some set of statements are there. Those set of statements should be executed multiple number of times while the condition is true. Then we have to use the loops. We have three loops are there. The first one is for loop. Second one is while loop. Third one is do while loop. Third one is do while loop. Let's come to the first one. The syntax of for is for initialization, initialization, next followed by condition, next increment or decrement. Opening of for and closing of for. Here we can write any number of statements. Statement 1, statement 2. Here, when the condition is true, then these two statements will be executed. Initialization will be done only once. Initialization will be done only once. First, initialization will be done. Next, it will check the condition. If this condition is true, it will come and execute the for block. From line number 85 to 88 are called as for block. Next, in the next iteration, the controller will come to the increment, either the increment or decrement. Next, it will check the condition. If the condition is true, again the for block will be executed. Let's see one simple example program. To print the numbers, no, I want to print the message hello message 10 times. I want to print the hello message how many number of times? 10 times. Then let's use for I equals to 1, I less than or equals to 10, and every time I value should be incremented. So what is the message to be printed? The message is hello. System dot out dot println hello message. Hello. So here we know that this hello to be printed how many number of times? 10 times. Now let's compile. We didn't declare the variable, sorry. Let me declare the variable int I. Compile successfully. Let's run it. Hello is printed 10 times. So then now the question is interview question. The interviewer will ask in which situation we have to use the for, while and do when. For example, assume that the group of statements should be executed particular number of times. If we know that number in advance, then we have to use the for loop. It is the best way. So here I say that hello to be printed how many number of times? 10 times. Okay. So that's why we use the for loop. Next one. Let's move to the next one, that is while. The syntax of while is all these are the keywords for, while, do are keywords. Condition, opening of while and closing of while. S1 and S2. So while block contains two statements S1 and S2. If this condition is true, then while block will be executed. 90 from line number 92 to 95 is called as while block. While block will be executed. Whenever this condition is false, it will come from the outside of a while. Okay. Now when we have to use this, okay, assume that I know that some group of statements should be executed multiple number of times, but I don't know exactly how many number of times to be executed. Okay. I know that some group of statements should be executed multiple number of times, but exactly I don't know how many number of times those statements should be executed, which will be dependent on the input given by the user. In that scenarios, we have to use the while loop. Okay, let me take one example. Okay, write a program to print number of digits in a given number. Write a program to print number of digits in a given number. Okay, let me use this thing. That is, let me take int n equals to 268, NOD equals to 0. That is, number of digits equals to 0. Okay. While n greater than 0, okay, while n greater than 0, we want to execute this group of statements. That is, what is that number of digits should be incremented, and we have to reduce the n value. N equals to n divided by 10. N divided by 10. So after coming from the outside of a while, we want to print NOD value. That is, NOD is equals to NOD. Save it. Let's compile it. Compile. Cannot find symbol NOD. Why? One second. Save it. So number of digits plus plus, number of digits. Save it. Compile it. Oh, sorry, semicolon. Here semicolon is there. That's why it is unable to identify the variable NOD. So how many digits? It should be printed 3. Okay, that means here the number of digits, initially n value is greater than 0. That is 268 is greater than 0. Let me expand this thing. 268 is greater than 0. Yes, NOD value is incrementing. Okay, let me write the NOD value. NOD value is 0. Okay, now NOD value is incrementing. NOD value is 1. N equal to n divided by 10. We are reducing the value. That is 26. Quotient is 26. Again, the controller came here. Now n greater than, that is 26 greater than 0. Yes, the condition is true. Increment the NOD value. Now the NOD value is 2. N equal to n divided by 10. 26 divided by 10. That is 2. Now the controller came here. 2 greater than 0. Yes, increment the n value by 1. NOD equal to 3. N equal to n divided by 10. That is 2 divided by 10, 0. Now the controller came here, 0 greater than 0. The condition is false. So it will skip this while and it will be printed NOD equal to 3 value. So here, how many times the while block has executed? 3 times. While block has executed 3 times. If the n value is 2168, how many times it will be executed? It will be executed 4 times. Okay, so here I know that the group of statements should be executed multiple number of times, but exactly I don't know how many number of times it is executing, which will be dependent on the input given by the user. Okay, in that scenarios, we have to use a while. Let me compile it. So, which has to print 4. NOD value equal to 4. Next one. Do while. So, do followed by block and followed by while condition, and in do while the while should be terminated with a semicolon. Another interview question: what is the difference between while and do while? In the while, if the condition is false initially, assume that initially the condition is false, how many number of times while block will be executed? 0 number of times. But whereas in the do while, okay, whereas in the do while, initially assume that the condition is false. Condition is false. How many times it will be executed? One time. Why? Because before checking the condition, the do block is executing. Yes, it has executed. Now the controller came here, the condition is false. How many times it has executed? One time it has executed. Okay, let me write one example program on do while. Int I equals to 1. So let me write the do block. Let me print. Let me print the I value. So print the I value. Yes. Next, let me increment the I value. Write the condition. That is, while I value is less than or equals to 10, I value is less than or equal to 10. So initially what happens? I equal to 1. It has printed 1. Next, I value has incremented 2. 2 less than or equal to 10. Yes, the condition is true. Again, the controller comes to the do block. 2 will be printed. 3 will be printed. So let's compile and execute. So it is printing the numbers from where to where? From 1 to 10 it is printing. Okay. Next, assume that initially, let me make it as 100. I value is 100. Okay, first I value is printed. Next I plus plus I value is I plus plus I value is 101. 101 less than or equal to 10. The condition is false. Okay, so initially even if the condition is false, how many times the while block will be executed? Once. Compile, run it. So what is printing? It is printing the 100. Next, infinite loop. Okay, let's say I equals to initial value. Let's keep this in a comment. Now what will be the output? I equal to 1. 1 as printed. 1 less than or equal to 2. 1 less than or equal to 10. Again 1 as printed. Let's go to the infinite loop. Let's check it. Goes on printing the 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Goes on printing the. So what are the interview questions on looping statements? In which situations we have to use the for? In which situation we have to use the while? In which situation we have to use the do while? What is the difference between while and do while? These are the interview question we can expect.